I'm about to give you the exact 90-day roadmap to get to $3,231 a month as an online fitness coach without ever stressing about money, going through a period where you haven't got enough to pay bills, or going through stressful times financially. This is the exact video you need to save thousands on mentorships, hours, days, weeks, and even months of your time. And it's the only video you need to watch to leave the gym floor and become a full-time online fitness coach, making a stable income where you can travel the world like I've done, be your own boss, and live life on your terms. If you're someone like me here that wants to genuinely be his own boss and move into online fitness coaching like I did 2 years ago, then this is a video for you. I'm going to break down what 90% of these online fitness coaching coaches, gurus are not telling you. I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step formula of everything, and I mean everything you need to do over the next 90 days to genuinely transition online. But who the fuck am I? Why can I be telling you this? So I've done over 100K in online fitness coaching alone in just this year, and it's July right now. I've won a bodybuilding competition, a boxing match, and I've ran a 100K run. I'm not just an online fitness coach teaching about fitness coaching. I'm doing it myself. I've earned over 3 to 5K a month as an online fitness coach for about 18 months of my life before really deciding to travel and take it to another level. When I was doing 3 to 5K a month, I was just loving my life. I was just traveling, earning the money, not worrying about having a boss, not worrying about having to go to work. And then I decided to scale it to the next level. I worked as a private PT during COVID when restrictions started to ease up. So I know what it's like being a PT. I've worked as a PT many, many times. At my old gym when I was at university, I continued to work as a PT at the local gym. And I've spent over £50,000, not dollars, pounds, on courses and mentorships myself. Not only that, I'm about to show you the screenshots of the last few days. So these are literally the last 4 days: 9th of July, 10th of July, 11th of July, 12th of July. On the 9th, I collected £580. On the 10th, I collected £1,200. On the 11th, I collected another £500. On the 12th, I collected £1,800. And this is what I've done in the last month and a bit. So when it comes to online fitness coaching, I know what to do. I know how to get high ticket clients, and I know how to make this sustainable. I run this thing called Transition Online, which helps fitness coaches go from the gym floor to fully online, or people that aren't doing fitness coaching that want to start fitness coaching from absolute zero. And not only do I do this, I help them do it in a way that's secure and doesn't put you at risk of starting something that is going to fail. And the way that we do this is through the sustainability shift system. And this is the proven method to build predictable income online in just 90 days without any prior online experience required. And the system looks like this. That's a rubbish arrow, but basically define your niche client, craft your offer, set up payment, all these things. But what I'm going to do is build you through the insider system, the system that I don't tell anyone about, the system that has a lot of steps. But these steps, when you know what to do, are super easy and simple. Not only am I going to teach you the basics, not only am I going to show you the sustainability shift system, this system right here, this system that has helped me build the 2 to 3K months initially and be secure with it to the point where when I decided to scale the business, I was so secure in my income that I could take risks. I could go and enjoy my life. I could treat my girlfriend. I could treat my family. I could book the holiday that I wanted. I could travel where I wanted. I could work online. But also the exact step to not just do this system in its basic form, but to build this system out in a way that is literally unbreakable. And not only unbreakable, it allows you to scale even more in the future if you want to, or build it out so you're doing 3K a month, but you're just doing it so consistently and with the right systems so that you're not putting in much work. And that just allows you to transform people's lives, genuinely transform people's lives. Just to say, I've transformed hundreds of guys' lives. I'm not a guy just taking people's money and not doing anything back. I've transformed a ton of lives. And I'm going to show you how to transform a ton of lives without just having all your hours in there. You don't need to be on the gym floor. You don't need to be either paying rent to be on the gym floor or getting a huge cut of the work you're putting in taken away from you by the gym owner. It's just not fair. And I think it's crazy the way that this in-person coaching is going. The gym owners are making you more and more like maintenance people. They don't respect the in-person trainers. What they're doing is just getting them to almost run the gym for them, do the cleaning, manage random little things that have no relation to personal training at all. And then when it comes down to the personal training, they take a massive percent of your income. They take a huge percent. And it's not fair. It's not fair for any of the PTs. I've had it before and it's absolutely horrible. I hated it. I hated it, and I don't want you guys to be in that situation. And this is literally the simplest way to get out of that situation. So to start off, it's a massive mindset shift. Like, the beginning is literally a mindset shift. I went from literally doing drugs to getting in the best shape of my life and earning the most money that I've ever earned. So about my Jordans. And this takes the mindset shift. You might be in better shape, but there's a step that you have to do where it's like, right, I cannot just be on the gym floor for the rest of my life. I need to take that mindset shift to step forward into the fire. These are going to be flames. Pretend they're flames. Because the fire, the discomfort, that step forward is where the progress happens. And none of this, rest of this is about mindset. It's all technical about how to basically build your fitness coaching business sustainably, like I'm talking about. But if you can't do the mindset shift to apply these things, then you're never going to get anywhere. Like, you'll always be on the gym floor, and what's going to happen is AI and all these apps are going to take over a lot of these in-person PTs. We're seeing it already. All these people are walking in with the apps. They know exactly what to do before they get to the gym. They get to the gym, they have videos of exactly how to do it, and they do it. Except like really old people that still need help, a lot of people are just using apps, and then they're just going to the gym and doing it themselves. And whether that's through an app, or it's through an AI thing, or they have an online coach, a lot of these in-person PTs are just going to get it short. And same with online coaches, because most online coaches are doing it wrong. They're not following this system that I'm about to show you. So they can also get wiped out by AI and apps. But if you do this system, you're probably in the most secure position possible. But to get in that secure position, you first have to make a mindset shift, to make the flip, and to actually, even if you don't quit your in-person job, I don't recommend that, but you do need to start taking steps, taking actions to becoming the version of you that genuinely builds this online business. Otherwise, if you don't take the actions, if you like think about it and you keep watching videos, but you don't act on those videos, or you don't fully watch these videos, if you can't watch this video to the end, then you'll never be successful as an online fitness coach. I'm literally going to give you exactly everything you need to do. And if you can't watch this, you'll never be successful. And don't expect to be successful. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If you're in the mindset that you can just keep scrolling reels, or you keep looking at really short form tips, but you can't watch a genuine YouTube video that's going to explain everything in detail, then you will never be successful as an online fitness coach. So if you're not going to watch this through to the end, then you might as well just go now, because you're not going to be successful. So you might as well just go back to watching a film, brain rotting on Instagram, or I don't know, doing something else. But if you genuinely think you can be successful as an online fitness coach, which everyone can because it is that easy, then you need to apply a mindset that you are going to do it, and you are going to take the time, and you are going to put the effort in. For example, watching this video. So the next thing is define your niche and offer. So what defining your niche looks like is, where were you 2 years ago? And if you haven't been in the space or working out for that long, where were you 6 months ago? Because by figuring out where you were 6 months ago, where you were 2 years ago, you can figure out where your skill set lies best. For me, I was the literal skinny kid that had no muscle on him. I was not in the shape, and I wasn't confident at all. And that allowed me to define a niche originally of targeting guys that needed to build more muscle. And I went very into detail about this. And I can't go into detail about every single thing that I'm going to show you here, but I'm going to show you the exact overview of what to do. And then I can do more videos based on it, on how to actually do these specific things. I'm actually creating a school community, which you can join below. The first 100 people are going to come in for free. So I joined pretty quickly, but I will actually put in all the resources that you need to do stuff like define your niche, optimize your Instagram bio, all these things I'm going to go through. I'll do mini videos in there that literally explains absolutely everything that you can go through. There's still lots of spots available, but they will go pretty quick. First 100 people will get it free, and then after that, I'm going to decide what to do with it. So that's the first thing. Define your niche. Figure out who you want to target. This is the most important thing that most people skip over. They start their personal brand, or they're doing this and that, but they don't even know who they're targeting. Think about, where were you generally 6 to 2 years ago? Write it down. Write down your situation, where you were. And then, like, not even just about health and fitness, like, where were you in your life? Where were you mentally? What did your physique look like? What were your struggles in the gym? Just absolutely everything. And start defining the sort of person you can help, because you can help the person that was you 2 years ago the best. And there will always be someone that was like you 2 years ago, or like you 6 months ago. And those sort of people you can help the most, and you can relate to the most. Your content can target them the most. Your story is going to impact them the most. And then as you get bigger and bigger, you get more and more transformations, you can target different people. I trained this guy called Moses. He's lost 20 kg in the last 14 weeks. I've never had to lose fat really much myself. I did get skinny fat at some point, but that was it. yeah, I'm still helping Moses lose all that weight, because after you transformed enough people, you can start widening your niche. But at the beginning, your niche has to be defined, and it has to be small, because that's how you're going to create an offer that's irresistible to them. And creating an offer that's irresistible to them comes from the value equation. I'll show you this quickly. It's up here. So the value equation is dream outcome over perceived likelihood of achievement over effort and sacrifice times by time delay. And this equals the value received. Like, value is basically created when pain is alleviated and the desired outcome is achieved. So you do dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by effort and sacrifice and time delay. And just try and basically give these a numerical value out of 10 and just make sure that it equals a really good number. Like, you want this to stack up as best as possible. If you need something else on that, I can go and do another YouTube video on that as well. The second thing you want to do is optimize your Instagram bio and your highlights to match your ICP. Match the person that was you 2 years ago. If you 2 years ago would land on your Instagram page, what bio and Instagram handle and highlights and stories and stuff would they be fascinated with? Do they want to be able to go on the beach and have their bum look really good? Do they want to go on the beach and be attractive to girls? Like, do they want to be secure in a relationship and feel like they're not just putting on relationship weight? I don't know, completely random things. But make sure that your bio, if the version of you 2 years ago, the ICP that you're going to target, if they clicked on your Instagram, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's me. That relates to me. Don't just follow every other fitness coach, which is just doing every other basic thing, which just means they get no clients and also are just going to get wiped over by all these people actually generally doing it properly. Have a bio that when clicked on from the version of you 2 years ago is like, fuck, man, that's me. That's who I need to target. That's who I want to have help me. I'm going to follow these people, and then eventually you can nurture them. So make sure your Instagram bio, don't overly think about how can I do CTAs. I can go into what CTAs are, but basically call to actions is what brings people in to like buy, but don't focus on any of that stuff. Just focus on that version of you before. If they clicked on your Instagram, would your Instagram bio relate to that person that you're targeting? Would that Instagram bio relate to your niche? So just relate your Instagram bio to that niche as much as possible. You're most likely not going to convert that many people through your Instagram bio anyway. Like, loads of people have like, DM me this. That does work, but not very well, especially if you haven't got a big following. And if you're starting out, you most likely haven't got a big following. The third thing is then launch the Why I Coach story. Stories sell. Stories sell very well. Oh, there's an S hit. Perfect. And the reason why stories sell is people know the perfect workout plan because they can use ChatGPT if they want to. People can watch YouTube videos and they can understand about nutrition. But people mainly want accountability and then help from someone that's been through the same situation as them. The reason why they don't want to follow the nutrition plan for ChatGPT is ChatGPT hasn't been in their situation. So if your story is like theirs, which it will be, because you'll be defining a niche that will be like you 6 to 2 years ago, and your Instagram bio will also be targeting these people, and your story also then doubles down on that. So it kind of like relates back to the Instagram bio of where you were 2 years ago and where you are now, like this big transformation. That's going to make people relate even more to you. And people buy from people. And that's why the right coaches that use AI and have this human aspect to it will crush everyone. And they'll be the ones that are most secure over the in-person PTs, over the standard online coaches. And this is why your My Story sequence is so important. So you do this in 2 to 3 ways. Number one is always have a reel like this. Always have a Why I Coach reel. Pin that to your reels. Number two is have a story sequence, which literally each story is like a different part of your life. So you can have 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2025. It literally follows the like change of your thing. Or I base it more on events. So like me, when I was doing like being unhappy, depressed, like crying in my room, doing drugs, then starting to go to the gym, going to university, like building some confidence, like starting the business, then getting the business to its first like 1K a month, getting my first client, all these sort of things, and build it up. Then add that all to one highlight. So I have one main highlight on your thing. Like eventually you'll have multiple highlights, but the first highlight you need is your My Story. So you've posted all these stories. The people that are following you already have seen this. You then have this as a highlight. And if someone goes on your profile, they see your bio, they relate to it, they want to know more, they can then click on your highlight and really understand your story more. They're then even more connected to you. Okay, and now they then go watch the reel of your story. They're now even more connected to you because that reel is more about why you coach. Not just your story, but why you got into coaching. So then one story relates to the other. Now they've seen your story. They've seen how you progress from your highlight, from your story sequence that you did. And now they go to the reel and they see why you coach, because you want to change other people's lives like them. How does that impact you? Why is that so important to you? And then what you want to do is you want to have a post, like a main post pinned to your post feed. And that literally has everything in it. So that has like a mix between your story of like your genuine normal story, and then also why you coach and like the sort of impact you've had on your life, the sort of results, the A to B transformation, basically going through the value equation of like, okay, what pain are they going to go out of and what result are they going to get? So you're basically talking about your own pain that you've alleviated, and then your own outcome that you've got and how you are going to help other people do that. So then what that will give you is you'll have one story highlight, and then your second thing, you'll have a pinned reel on your reel page. And the third thing is you'll have a pinned post. And that means if someone comes on your profile, they will always at some point see one of your story videos, because it's like so obvious for them to watch it. It's like almost impossible to not. And then you can take this a step further in the future, and your bio can link to a YouTube video that is also about your story. Story sells. Stories equal money. Your story equals money. And that's why most fitness coaches will fail, because they're not selling their story right. And this is why some will seriously win. So going on to the next step. That's a really important thing though. Is start your first 20 conversations. So start making your first few sales. It's also super important because most people, I've made a reel about this, most people, when they start, they try and build this big brand and they think they need like 5K, 10K, or even like 2K followers in order to make money. I did the complete reverse. When I first started, whilst everyone around me was focused on building a bigger brand, I just focused on getting clients. And because I got clients, I was able, way before them, even though I got into online coaching really, really late, way after it was popular. Like I got into online coaching when like no one was really doing it. No one was like really doing it the way they were before, because during COVID, it was super, super easy. That was when like people were just buying online fitness coaching, just like in the DMs. I got into it when it was like it is now, super, super competitive, which has meant I've learned the ways when it's super saturated and super competitive, which is why my ways are so outdated and they still fucking work, because I'm also still in the trenches doing it myself. So the first thing is just start to enter conversations. So most people, they try and build a brand. Like I know people with 100K followers, 50K followers, 10K followers, even like 300K followers. Yeah, one of my friends has 300K followers and he doesn't convert many clients. He literally doesn't. He makes hardly any money from it. He still does in-person PT. And that's because he hasn't focused on monetization systems and actually building the business. All he focused on is building a brand. Like I know people with 2K followers that are absolutely killing it, making loads of money. And we don't even need that. We're just trying to get to like 3K. So it's quite easy to do that. And what we want to do is, instead of focusing on just build the brand, what we're focusing on first is getting the clients so that we can build out the fulfillment, make sure that all these clients can get really good results, have testimonials to talk about, and have more stories to talk about, like here, that aren't yours, that there's someone else's that you've helped build their story. And not only that, that's also going to mean that you can build out the systems, the monetization, and the processes to actually train people, get new people in, instead of just build a brand. And then when you build the brand, you'll already have all these massive systems and these approaches and these way of doing things like I did, which will then mean that when you go to like build a brand and you have a bigger brand, you just convert way more and the business gets bigger and bigger. So instead of building the brand first, build these systems out first, just focus on getting your first few clients first. You don't need a massive brand to do that. And then build the brand and keep all these systems that you do to like get clients when you had hardly any of a brand. And when you have a brand, it's basically like putting them on steroids and it would just go crazy. So what you want to do is like the why coach, you have the sequence story, you posted that story, you posted your reel, you got these highlights. So people are now going to be interested. What you want to do is start 20 conversations. And like, I could go into the exact like script of how to start 20 conversations, but again, the video is going to be way too long. I would just like literally reach out, like, let's say someone's liked your thing, like, hey man, like, see you liked my thing, or, oh my God, like, see you liked my posts on this, like just wondering, are you here for fitness content or you just looking to connect? Just start the conversation however you want. Like I've put here, DM the leads. And then how you qualify them isn't on money, isn't on all these things. You don't need to worry about those things yet. At the beginning, you just want to book calls. You can get better at the booking calls. You can get better at the sales. You can build the processes. The only qualification you're looking for are they struggling with anything? And do they have commitment problems? Have they struggled in the gym? Have they been training for like 6 months or 3 months and not made any progress? Or have they started 3 years ago and they keep falling off and stopping and starting? Are they in a position where they have like pain, basically? Or are they in a position where they have a big goal? And if they're in the position where they have both, that's the best thing, because then they're moving away from pain and they're going towards a goal and they're going to be most motivated to start. So if they're not struggling with anything, if they're doing amazing, they're in amazing shape, then that counts as a no. So that doesn't count as one of your 20 conversations. So you want to do 20 at minimum. I would say 20 plus. I think it took me about 45, 50 until I got my first like 2 calls booked in terms of conversations when I first started. And I didn't close either of these calls. That's because I wasn't following this process here. I didn't do these things before. And yeah, neither of the calls were qualified at all. They just wanted to chat. They were just other people also doing fitness influencing stuff. So yeah, you don't want to be doing that. What you want to be doing is doing these things like I showed you before, and then doing over 20 conversations. The more conversations you have with your followers or people around you, the better. Like they don't even necessarily need to follow you on Instagram. I would just literally create a contact list of people you know, and you can always message them through Instagram so that they can see all your content, so you can nurture them a bit through Instagram. And the next thing is your aim is just to book 3 to 5 calls. And if you do all these things, you will book 3 to 5 calls. If you have your niche defined, you've switched your mindset, obviously, but you have your niche and offer defined, you've optimized your Instagram bio and highlights, you've done the 3 story ways, you've started 20 conversations after like posting all these things, you've made sure that at least 20 conversations you've had are all qualified, they've got like pain and goals and struggles, then you're going to book 3 to 5 calls. And you want to try and book 3 to 5 calls within a week, as having them in like a closer space means it's less nerve-wracking per call. And when most coaches will tell you to go for the like high ticket, I massively disagree with this to start. Like most people are trying to start off by charging 2K up front. And yes, like I charge up to 3.4K for my fitness coaching. And as I target a higher niche now, because I've done so much, I've transformed so many guys and I've got such good processes, I wouldn't do that to start. Your sales, for one, isn't going to be good enough. And number 2 is you probably don't know what to do enough to charge that. Like it's actually not fair on the person for you to be charging that. And the people you're going to be attracting aren't at that level where you can charge that. So to start with, I would charge, I put here anywhere between 250 to 300 a month. But what you can do is even do 100 a month. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but the main thing is to get people that are committed and that want the change, so you can get some amazing transformations. But more importantly, everyone thinks the transformations are the main thing, but it's the systems and everything and the knowledge and the experience that you get from transforming someone online. You get to build out how everything's going to work, and you get an insight of that, which just builds confidence that this can work. That is the most important thing. So that's what I do, is charge whatever you're comfortable with. If it's £100, that's fine. If you feel comfortable doing 200, that's fine. If you feel like 300 is worth it for you, then that's cool. But what you want is your first 2 to 3 clients at that price. So what you've done is you've done the conversations, you've got 3 to 5 calls booked, and now you've got 2 to 3 clients closed. So let's say you book 5 calls, you close 2 clients. It's like not that hard. That's like what, like 30 something, I don't know, less than, it's like 35%, something like that, out of all the people you've spoken to. And if you're doing quite low ticket, that's not easy. If you're trying to charge the upfront 2K for like 6 months or something like that, yeah, it's a bit harder. But if you're just doing low ticket and you're charging per month, then it's easy. And you can do like the best contracts possible for them. So you can do like cancel anytime contracts. You can do like guaranteed offer contracts, and that's just going to make it easier for them to buy. Because at the beginning, you're not really going to understand emotional sales. You're not going to understand how to really help someone transform and shift their mindset, which is going to allow them to invest in you. So you're not going to be able to charge much. And if you haven't invested yet in yourself, then you're definitely not going to be able to charge higher ticket. So the main time you can charge higher ticket is like, let's say you make a 2K investment in yourself. And then that 2K investment helps you move up in your life. You're then going to be more confident to charge someone else 1.5K or 1K up front, because you did the same when you didn't have much money, or you did the same when you didn't want to spend the money, and it gave you a positive return. And the reason why that is because sales is law of the mirror. So when you start to feel more confident in your mindset and your approach, they will then start feeling more confident in you, and people start being more willing to invest in you. But until you've invested in yourself, no one's really going to invest like £2,000 in you or anything like that, because you clearly aren't willing to do that for yourself. So no one's going to do it for you, because you're going to think in your head like, no one has this sort of money, or no one would ever do this or that. So just start with like a nice, like low investment, something that you would invest in. So like £100, £200, like 300, anything like that. And you get a few of these, you've got an extra like £1,000 income. For example, if you get 3 people on 300, that's an extra £900 per month. But the main thing we're doing here, because this will all scale, is we're just sorting out the system. So the next thing is payment and onboarding. So then you do the payment and onboarding. And for the payment, I often use Stripe, like I showed you here. Stripe is basically like this digital platform that you can use. It's literally just called Stripe, STRIPE, Stripe. So yeah, then you do the payment and onboarding. So that looks like the contracts, the payment, and like basically give them the next steps of how you're going to go about things. Like, even if you're not 100% sure yourself, just like let them know that you're going to book in calls with them. You're going to have one-to-one check-ins. What I would do straight after they make the investment is book like 2 to 3 check-ins per week after. So just already get them in the calendar. It makes them feel super looked after because they know that they're there. And the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can manage 61 clients, which is a lot of people, and basically still be getting transformations like this, like fucking crazy transformations consistently, that they just talk about you, people refer you, and it's just like everyone's fucking happy. Makes it so easy when you get like crazy transformations. It makes it really easy. Feels so enjoyable when you're getting these really good transformations. So the first thing you do is you set up weekly check-ins. You can use WhatsApp, Loom, or Google Sheets as well, to track progress and collect wins. And you can also use Looms as part of your weekly check-ins. So at the beginning, I would say you're there to way over deliver. Put way more effort than you need to in each client. That's literally what you should be doing every single time. I put way too much effort into my first few clients. Like, I was on calls with them 3 times per week if they wanted to. I was sending them Loom videos of exactly what to do. I was always active on WhatsApp. I mean, I'm still like this now. I really believe your income is limited by how good of results and how good of a coach you are. Because when you're a better coach, you get more confidence in being a coach as well. So the next thing is track progress and collect wins. Because the more wins you collect, the more screenshots and feedback you can basically gather, and then the more you can turn your client results into content. Create 3 to 4 weekly posts based on all of these wins and these feedback, whether these are story posts, whether these are reels, whether these are like more stories about, like as in real form stories, or like a client that's gone from A to B, anything like that. Whether you just do more highlights based on client results, whether you do a testimonial, like you hop on a Zoom with a client, you ask them questions and they let them know about your coaching. It's almost like works like a testimonial, or you get the client to film a testimonial themselves. Anything. Do 3 to 4 weekly posts on the client results. And the way that I would do this is split this up. So you're not doing like 3 to 4 posts as reels or actual posts from clients, as this will be way too spammy. What I would normally do is focus on like 3 story posts per week, all about client results, and then 1 main post per week. So like 1 post or reel or something like that, that's on the main feed about a client result or client story or client testimonial. And then 3 story posts of like screenshots of, I don't know, a weight loss that's happened, screenshots of someone saying how good your coaching is, screenshots of someone saying about how proud they are or something. And then that way, like, people are going to start wanting to get involved in your training. And then what you want to do is you want to ask for referrals at week 3. And you could do this through this messaging template. I can put this in the school community for you below. So go and join that, and I'll give you the messaging template in here. I don't want to just put links below this YouTube video. I want this to be as simple as possible for you guys. So I'll lay this out in the school community, so you can just like click that below. I might even make it free for past the 100 members. I'm not too sure, but if you definitely want to guarantee that you get access to it, join it before it gets to 100 members. As after that, I'm just going to decide what I want to do with it. But I want to make sure you guys have the knowledge and the understanding and the clarity that you need. So I'm really big on helping you guys. So I think if we can create an army of actually genuinely very good fitness coaches, the world will change. Like, we'll have more people in shape, more people happy, more people free, more people making money online, but then more people confident in themselves, more people not eating junk food, more people living the life that they want. So it just works all the way around. And I want to make sure that I'm part of that. So yeah, at week 3, you want to ask for referrals, because at week 3, they're probably killing it. They're most likely more consistent than they've been before. They're most likely feeling more energetic than they've been before. They're most likely starting to see results. And if you leave it too long, then asking for referrals gets harder and harder. I know that sounds weird. And I know that sounds like early days to ask for a referral. It's not even be a month, but you want to ask for a referral when they're most hyped. And when it gets to the end of the transformation, they're going to start standardizing stuff. They're going to start standardizing being in shape. They're going to have put in a load of work by then. They're not going to be as hyped as they are in the early days. You can even, and I've even done this, get clients by asking for referrals on the sales call. Like, when you close the person, they're so excited to get started. They're so invested in this dream that they have for themselves. At that point, you can actually get them to refer you and get more clients on. So yeah, you can use the messaging template that I can give you for this. And then the client progress review. This is super important. So offer resign at week 4. So let's say this could be week 8. This could be week 10. It doesn't really matter. So that just depends on how you structure this, whether you do a 250 a month or 200 a month thing, or whether you do like a 6-week challenge where it's like, I don't know, £150, which is very cheap for that, for like a 6-week transformation challenge. And then what you want to do is, after the 6 weeks or the 8 weeks or whatever your challenge was, or after the 4 weeks, you want to re-sign them. So you almost hop back on another sales call, because at this point, you're not doing like the upfront packages like I would do, which is like 6 months upfront, for example, because that allows them to guarantee they're going to get in really good shape because they're fully committing to themselves, which is a really amazing thing, which is really why I do the upfront more than the monthly. I don't really care. It doesn't actually make a difference to you as a coach whether you receive it monthly or upfront, because at the end of the day, you're going to get the money. But the reason why you do upfront is because people get committed that way. They get like invested in themselves. They themselves have a different attitude, but at the start, you're just not going to be able to help people switch into that attitude because you're not going to understand it enough. So at the beginning, you just want to do the monthly because that's what you're going to be confident with, which means that after your each like program, you're going to have to resell them again, like this one here. But this time, you don't want to resell them for more. You actually want to downsell. And I know this sounds stupid, but right now we're looking for systems, we're looking for approaches, we're looking for transformations. So we want someone to just stay with us. So 1, they can refer us more. And 2, we can build out this whole system of how we're going to train all these guys and get all these results. Why you want to do a downsell is, let's say someone's come on for a 6-week challenge and you've charged them £300. That means that every 2 weeks is £100. And the way that you're going to do the downsell is you want the person on for longer. You still want to get more money, but you want them on for longer. So you're collecting more money, but you're doing it over a longer period of time. So then if 2 weeks is £100 and 6 weeks is 300, what you say is that you're going to do per month 150. And that would equal 450 for 3 months. And that would mean that for an extra 150, which is half of that, they would get a whole extra month and a half. They get double the amount. So what they basically get in this scenario is, for half the amount extra that they paid, they get double the time and the results, because you've already given them the results in 6 weeks. So if they get another double that, they get double the results, if not triple the results, because they get another 3 months, yet they pay half the amount that they had to before. So instead of 300, you get 450. So you still get more money, but they pay less for the amount of time they're going to be on, yet you still get more time to train them, which allows you to build better systems, get more transformations, and have more content to create based on this. So it basically acts as a win-win for everyone. That's why doing it this way works so fucking well. And then what you do is, after that, you adjust their training and nutrition. This isn't meant to say no here. I don't know what's going on here. This is meant to go down here, and then it goes down here and then back up to here. So it might be, though, what I'm saying is that you re-sign them, but what you're doing, you just need to keep going on. You don't need any adjustment or training. You need to adjust something. You need to change something a little bit, like almost so that they feel they get double the amount. So like, not only are they getting this big discount thing and works well for the both of you, but they're also getting, I don't know, maybe you've started them on this new supplement plan that's going to be really good, and it's like exciting, like this golden ticket for them in a way. But yeah, you don't need to, I don't know what this is about. The main thing is like just not losing that client. Like, you don't want to have that client basically go. Once they've gone, like, what you can do sometimes is, oh my days, this is crazy messy. What you can do sometimes is bring them back to that first step, all the way up here where you're like conversating with them, like you're communicating with them, and then you're like basically trying to put them in for another sales call. I mean, that's what this step here is, but like you can do it in a longer process again, where they go, you keep sending them YouTube videos, you keep nurturing them, and then in the future, you bring them back in as a client. I know this is super messy, guys, but I hope it's making sense. If it doesn't make sense, you can pop a comment below. I'm just literally dropping all the source to be a good online fitness coach. So you re-sign them, and then you basically go into phase 2. So firstly, after you re-sign them, again, like I said, the first time, when you first close them, they can be most incentivized to give a referral. So when you re-sign them, you can get another referral. And there's multiple referral methods. Like there's multiple referral systems that you can do, like when you ask for the referral, to get maximized referral results, like to get the max amount of referrals you can. But for now, just literally just ask the normal way. Just ask for a referral, offer like a £50 reward, or a bonus call, like they get an additional 1 hour call to go through absolutely everything in a way that you haven't done before. Have some sort of incentive for them to refer, so that it becomes more beneficial for them to refer than it does for you to actually get that referral. You always want it so the value equation is on their side, not your side, because otherwise you're being needy. But if the offer is so good for them to get a referral in, then it's not you being needy, it's you giving them an opportunity to get this thing from you for free, or to get this reward from you. For example, I've done it so someone gets an extra month. So for that $450, they would get 4 months instead. And I'm not saying we stay at these price points forever, and these price points are what I've made up. I believe everyone should charge what they feel are worth. Everyone's had a different amount of experience. Everyone's at a different stage with their fitness coaching. So I haven't gone specific into price points. I can, if you guys want, on another video, you can comment that below, and I will definitely in the school community do exact price point metrics and how exactly to figure that out. But for this video, it's just like build the price point how you feel like you're worthy, and also build the price point based on the sort of people you're targeting. The next stage you want to go into is the weekly visibility system. You don't have to do this, but this looks like hosting IG lives, talking about these clients that you've got on, talking about these stories, and basically reinforcing a lot of these things that you've done previously in terms of like showing the results, building up the content and all that sort of stuff. And this just adds a really good extra bonus. And a lot of the time it actually gets you more referrals, because a lot of the people you're training end up like joining these like IG lives and TikTok lives and stuff like that, and then often their friends will also join, and then it means that when they mention it to their friends, they'll both be on the same live, and it just makes it easier to get their referral because they'll both be almost participating in your coaching already. The next thing is make sure you're doing your tracking protocols. This looks like just basically tracking your main metrics, and that's super important, like your sales, your engagement, so like how many likes you're getting, these sort of things, like how many people are seeing your reels, your fulfillment, so like how many people are transforming, like how many reviews are you getting, all these sort of things. And then like in the future it goes down to much more things like ads and all these other things that I'm not going to go into, but you want to have some sort of tracking SOPs and templates and stuff for this. I can pop these in the school if you want. We'll write a school for no reason, and yeah, you can go and check those out below. So yeah, go to the next stage. So once you've stabilized your 8 to 12 active clients, which by now with all the referrals, and if you follow this process correctly, you probably have, you want to create this circular economy. This is super important. Like this is actually a thing in real life, but we want to create this within our fitness coaching. So we want to create this like circular thing where we basically just have this ecosystem where the clients we have allow us to create content and build systems that get more clients, and we get referrals from those clients, and the clients we have renew, they get downselled or upselled, and they can just continue in this circular economy. We just keep them coming round and round, or if one goes out, it brings another in. So it just goes boom, boom, boom. And often this can build, so like the circle gets like wider and wider as more people enter in each stage. And then yes, people go out, but the people going out isn't as big as the people coming in. And it just creates this circle that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the way we do this is we focus on delivery and redesigns to lock in monthly recurring revenue. MRR means monthly recurring revenue. So we build and launch a lead magnet. And what this is some sort of like, this could be a PDF, it could be a YouTube video, it could be a free training resource, which most likely would be in a PDF, but whatever it is, your lead magnet needs to be something that people would pay for. And not only that, not only something people would pay for that has value, but something that people are paying for. That's the most important thing. So a lot of people, they build a lead magnet that a lot of people would pay for. Would is potentially paying for it. I might pay for that. It has value. Where if you create a lead magnet that people actually generally are paying for it, not would pay for it, like potentially pay for it, might pay for it. Oh, I can see that has value. Like, yeah, I can see that's worth something. No, I've actually been paying for that. If I can have that for free, fucking amazing. Give it to me for free. Like this YouTube video, most people would pay for something like this. Like, this is insanely valuable. I'm dropping all the source, yet I'm giving it away completely for free. And the reason why you do this is it attracts more people in, and you start pulling people in from these other fitness coaches that are charging them for something that you'll just give them for free. Don't be afraid for giving out free plans, free workout plans, free source. Just give away a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, if someone works with you one-on-one, you're going to know where they're at. You're going to be asked how their specific situation, and nothing is going to beat working with you one-on-one. Nothing that you create and give out there will beat working with you one-on-one. I can't explain this anymore. Nothing, literally big fucking N, big N. Nothing will beat working with you one-on-one, like genuinely nothing. And this is a really important thing to get over, because that means you can create so much value in your content. You can give away so much, and you'll actually get people that will just transform from your content alone. Like, I've had that. I've had loads of guys that have got in amazing shape just from watching my content. I've had loads of guys that have built businesses in fitness coaching just from watching my content. And that means that my content is so much value because people are paying for what I'm giving away. And then the people I train, I basically just am really guaranteeing them that the people that I'm training in fitness coaching and in business coaching, helping them build their fitness business, I'm just really guaranteeing them that they're going to make the progress. It's almost impossible if you can make the progress just through my content, that when you work with me one-on-one and I'm going to be fucking in the trenches with you, and if something bad's going on, I'm going to want to fix it just as bad as you are. And that when you're scaling, I'm going to want to help you scale just as much as you do. And that when you're starting out, I'm going to want to build out your ICP, your offer, just as much as you do. And I'm going to be there with you to build that out. It's like impossible for you to not succeed with that. So what you're doing is, when they work with you, is you're giving them more of a guarantee. You're making it easy for them. You're making it more secure for them. You're teaching them more. You're giving them a competitive advantage in comparison to people that are just watching the content. Because like all these parts here where I haven't gone into detail just because I can't, because it's just a YouTube video. If I was working with someone, would just like go through each one individually. So each part of this, literally each thing, would probably be its own one-on-one call or group call in itself. And that means then someone can really fucking know what to do. So don't worry about giving any amount of free value out there. Like, really, you can get it where you create so much free value that if someone watches all your content, they can kind of piece everything together and just like do fucking insane, basically. I'm actually going to get this up for you now. I have the craziest PDF of basically what it does is it literally shows you everything to do from A to Z. Look, I have multiple of them. And look at this thing. So it literally gives you absolutely everything you need to do, like even the core common mistakes, with goals, different workout plans for beginner, intermediate, like workout plan 2, like with different amount of days, nutrition stuff, like cookbook, like weekly shopping lists, different meals to create with the macros on them. There's so many meals, different desserts to create, different snacks to create, supplements to have depending on the person. Like, look, it's the different supplement plans depending on the person, like mindset and lifestyle tips. And then at the end, this is like my sales bit. Beware of other fitness coaches targeting your wallet. I've given them so much value for free. They relate to this statement because it doesn't seem like I'm targeting their wallet. I still want to close this person as a client, but I'm just like giving them so much value that they don't need to work with me, because I've given them the value, but they know working with me, if I can give them that for free, they're going to do way better. And what you'd do is you'd have that thing and you'd post it on your story, for example. You'd post in the reels, not a CTA to like work with me or DM me this for online coaching. It's like, DM me this for this free guide that is basically going to transform you from A to Z. I'm not going to charge you for it. And you're basically going to get insane results if you follow it. People aren't going to be like, no, I don't want that. That sounds horrible. And like, if you're messaging people are going to be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want the amazing free guide that you've put tons of time into and that I would have to pay £100 for. Like, don't send me that. No, they're going to be like, yeah, of course. Even people that aren't really that interested are going to be like, yeah, of course. Like, these free lead magnets literally kill it. They are the things that a lot of coaches don't do because they're afraid of giving the value that anyone can get anyway. Because most of the time, Anyone's just going to get it from the coach that is willing to give it away. So collect some leads and book some more calls by posting these things on your story. You can have it as a link in your bio if you want. You could put it on YouTube. You can message it to people in the Instagram DMs, whatever you want. Yeah, just get this sent to people. Get your lead magnet sent to people. Collect some leads. Get some people more interested in you and warmer to you because you've given them a load of free value. And then go for that. And then create some sort of DM funnel. So this is when you want the DM funnel, like message me this for that. So what you've done is then you might have this lead magnet that's a YouTube video, and then at the end of the YouTube video, a bit like I've been like join my school bit thing below, I'm not really getting you to pay anything for below, but it's going to allow me to nurture you more because I'm going to give you more free value, which is going to be like, you're going to be thinking, Ned's even fucking cooler. How's he giving me all this other stuff? He just showed me on YouTube how to literally go from A to Z, how to get 3K a month securely as an online fitness coach. Now he's literally giving me all the mini details of everything I need to do in that. And that's eventually going to result in some of you just working with me. Like, because you're going to be like, fuck it, like, let's just work with this guy. Let's definitely get that. It's going to make it 10 times easier. So what you want to do is you then want to create the DMs thing. So you might have the link in the bio. That's like, watch this YouTube video. They watch the YouTube video. At the end of the YouTube video, you're like, message me on Instagram this, or click this link to book in a call with me, or any sort of thing like that. Don't overcomplicate the DM funnel or WhatsApp CTA, because what's going to happen is most of the time you're not going to get people through that. This is when you can start doing it to make sure you are getting people that will come through in the like CTA based way. But a lot of people, you're going to be messaging them, you're going to be having casual conversation, and you're going to send them this lead magnet, and they're going to be watching all your content, watching your stories like we spoke about all the way up here. Oh my God, this is crazy. All about like your story of how you got into it, your story about where you started and all these sort of things, like why you do coaching. And then they're going to convert. And you're not even they're not going to message through a CTA. You're going to end up reaching out to them. And then you're going to send them the lead magnet that you'd often use for CTAs, which is call to action. But the lead magnet's really just going to be to nurture them more. I hope this makes sense. But the lead magnet, what it would do, like I said, is it will start more combos to nurture. It'll get you more leads. It'll get you more combos to nurture because you post on your story, DM me blueprint for my blueprint that has helped 90 guys at the beginning. You don't need to stage transformations, shred 10 pounds of belly fat. It's quite a wild claim, that is. So I'd go for something more like, especially if you're a new coach, DM me blueprint for the nutrition guide that I've used in the last 2 months that has made me feel more energetic and help me lose some weight. And then what you want to do is you want to start automating stuff, especially as you get to like the 60 client or more like region. You want to automate some stuff slightly more complex. This includes like pre-recorded looms, set reminders, SOPs for things, which is like standard operating procedures. And yeah, I can go into this in a bit more detail, but if you haven't doing these other things, you want to focus on those first before you automate stuff. And this also involves the classic AI. And then you want to build your WhatsApp or email list over time. And the reason why I have this is two. I was meant to change one of them, but one email list will be for leads that didn't close or leads that have got interested or have used your lead magnet. And one email list will actually be for the people you coach. So I actually don't do an email list. Like when it says WhatsApp or email list, you can choose between the two. What I would tend to do is an email list for the people that haven't closed and a WhatsApp group for the people that have, so that there's almost a community there building up. Like I'll show you a bit of my WhatsApp group now. If I go to WhatsApp, like here it is. Like these people just all posting their wins and everything in the WhatsApp, and just builds a lot of community. And then email list is better for people that are interested in your lead magnets. They maybe submitted lead magnet and they want more lead magnets in the future. So you can say, if you submit to my email list, I'll send you other ones over. And that's how I do it. And then you want weekly nurture things with CTAs, using all the things you've done. So nurturing your transformations on your stories, doing a 4 transformation CTA things a week. Like I said back here, 3 to 4 weekly posts. So that's like maybe your 3 stories of like people in WhatsApp groups saying this, that, or people messaging personally saying this, that, or transformations. And like maybe 1 reel of someone giving a testimonial and stuff like that. You want to keep doing that, keep weekly nurturing and keep giving value. And then when you start to build out more of the lead magnets, you can put CTAs on the end of it. That's what this bit's for. That's why you have CTAs here and not before. I've just covered it up, because then at the end, or let's say with transformation video or the testimonial video, you can literally put in the bio of it. So not the bio. Let's say you have a testimonial video that someone's recorded, you post it as a reel. Instead of just posting that as a reel and talking about the person's transformation in the description, you'd also have a CTA saying like, if you want results like JJ, DM me X, Y, Z for my free, and then whatever the lead magnet is, for my free video on how to my free complete guide on how to lose weight in 90 days or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, this is going to put you to at least 2 to 3K a month, monthly recurring revenue very securely if you keep following this process. And what you do is you just keep repeating the process. And then after like 2-3 months, you can do 2 months, you can do 3 months, you can do 6 months, you can exit the gym floor, you can cut hours or go fully remote. So you might even want to keep doing in-person coaching. What I've seen a lot of people do is they start doing this like hybrid version. So because they actually like training in person, they quit the gym, but they take on like in-person clients that they train, and they take on online clients. And you can do that just by finding a gym that will allow you to train people in person without working there for just like a fee. And yeah, and then you can start launching stuff like beta groups. You can start offering like higher level things with like bigger packages basically for group coaching, which becomes easier to fulfill if you want. I haven't done that, but I know a lot of people have, and you can scale in ways like that. So like instead of group coaching, I brought on a head assistant coach who's a fucking killer. He's called Odysseus. That's why I've done I know there. And basically like you start launching out other things as you have more time, and you can basically take on more clients and build more things and take a few more risks because you've got more income coming in. And a really important thing to do is every month is do a full business review and scorecard of not just the clients, but your, like I said before, your tracking protocols and everything like that. And then, yeah, that basically just goes back to you assess your clients, your leads, your churn, your revenue, your capacity. Are you training too many people now and you need to bring someone else on board? Do you need to switch where you do it? Basically just keep going like that. And that just comes back to the stabilizing the 8 to 12 clients / scaling the 8 to 12 clients and building that circular economy. That's really it. And then the income at 2 to 3K, if it's not at that, then you need to refollow this process / these processes. Then you go from there. I hope this makes sense, and I hope this is what you guys feel like you needed to get to the 3,000 in 90 days and not stress about money again. Be able to live free and actually build the income you want, like I've done here. If you found this video helpful, I know the notes look absolutely crazy, then go watch my next video, which shows you exactly how to build out your ICP, how to define your offer, like I showed you all the way up here, because it is one of the most important things. If you don't define your niche and offer in the correct way, it's basically you can't do anything. It's the first step. And if you don't do this step right, everything else, all of this other stuff will run over or will completely fail. So if you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, go watch that next video. It'll be somewhere, I don't know, on the screen on how to define your niche and offer, and I will see you there.